This officer is trying to arrest me, told me I was driving a vehicle. I've not driven a vehicle. He's telling me I'm being detained. I've done nothing.
Yeah, I'm right now.
He wants my information. I refuse to give him my information because I know my rights as an American citizen, or as a citizen of the world. I've done nothing wrong. I've not driven a vehicle, and he's making accusations for it. I'm not lying to you.
Okay,
So you're willing, listen, you're willing to swear in court that you saw him driving?
Absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, I saw you driving.
Okay, so your
Lying.
testimony is obviously not correct, because I'm going to testify on his side.
That's fine, of course, you're his friend, you're going to do it.
No, I'm not his
He was
friend.
driving a damn vehicle.
Do what?
He was driving if anybody was. We drove down from Anchorage, dude.
Okay, can you hold on just 1 second, okay?
I'm not going anywhere until you try to arrest me.
So when I saw him come around the corner, I looked and I saw him in the road, okay? Now, when I talked to you over here just a second ago, you said, if it was just an infraction, I have no right to come and stop me if I don't do right. Okay? That's what you told me.
I understand.
Okay, you're right, it's correct. All I was going to do is...
Why don't you just give us a warning and tell us, you know...
That's what I was going to do.
Okay, well then do it. Do it right now.
And he was starting to be different.
Well,
I'm not being difficult. I'm not doing anything wrong, officer. I haven't done anything
You
wrong.
didn't do anything wrong.
I wasn't driving a vehicle. I'll take a goddamn lie detector that says I wasn't driving a vehicle. I haven't driven a vehicle in over a year.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Let me give you my information, because I know you're probably going to have a complaint on me, which is fine. I understand that.
You go away. I'm not complaining.
Well, no, I want you to have the information, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fine.
You know, I believe that I saw what I saw, okay?
I'm telling you, officer, look, straight in the eyes. Dead nut straight in the eyes.
Okay.
I'm not lying to you. I have not driven a vehicle
Okay.
since I lived in France, okay? That was in 2000.
Okay, when I was coming around the corner, what I saw is what I'm saying I saw, okay?
Okay.
Whether that was true or not, I don't know. Maybe it was a different white Lexus that I saw with kayaks on the top.
Could have been.
I don't know if there's any other around here, okay? But
No
when I
idea.
come in and I approach you about it and I talk to you about it and you're trying to be difficult with me, telling me that you're not going to give me any information, that makes my job a lot harder to do, okay?
But do you understand that as a citizen, I don't have to. I don't
But
have to talk to you.
Actually, by law, if I ask you for your pertinent information that I need for my investigation, you deny me that, I could take you to jail until I find out
Brown
who you
versus.
are.
Are you familiar with Brown? Are you familiar with Brown versus Texas? Are you familiar with Brown versus
But I
Texas?
believe that I am not familiar with Brown.
Okay, you might want to look up Brown versus Texas when you when you go back to the office. Look that up because that's the law that I'm standing on.
Okay, Brown versus Texas. You're
Brown?
not allowed to give me my ID. Your ID.
I do not have to give. No, I do
You do
not.
have to provide me with your first name, last
No,
name, and
do
driver's
not.
license.
That is not true.
So how am I supposed to do my job? How am I supposed to
If I'm committing a crime, or you catch me in the act of committing a crime, or I'm being suspected of committing a crime, which I have not done, I'm not doing, I will not do because I don't do it. Trust me, I've studied enough on this.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just, I came here to kayak. I didn't come here to speed. I didn't come here to harass anybody. I came here to have a great day in this beautiful, sunny, wonderful state that we live in.
Let me get my PD number for you.
Okay.
And I'll write my chief's name down on here for you.
Okay.
Are you an oath keeper?
Do what?
Are you an oath keeper?
What do you mean?
You familiar with the Oath Keepers? You should look them up too. Great organization.
Oath keepers was started by a sheriff or?
It was started by
Actually, sheriff's department.
Stuart Rhodes.
The sheriff's department is completely different than
Right.
like a city.
Well, you don't have
department.
sheriff.
No, it doesn't
I
matter.
know.
But,
The
yeah.
idea behind the oath keepers is that they want to help keep
The oath
Give
that you
the
took to the
police-
Constitution.
the police and all government officials on their oath that, when they say, I swear allegiance to the Constitution and to protect against all enemies, domestic.
You should really look it up.
I've already done all that.
Well,
I was
that's
in
what
the
the Oath
military.
Keepers
I
is.
was in the military. I've served. I've been on 3 combat tours, and then I come back here, can't find a job because I was infantry. So this is about the only thing that I can do. I went to
Well,
college
let me
for
tell
it.
you, I actually know Stuart Rhodes, the man that founded the Oath Keepers. Oath Keepers was founded after. Thank you.
That's my name up there.
Okay.
That's the number to the police department, and that's my chief's name. Okay, Schofield, Chief Schofield.
Okay, I
You
appreciate
can call him
that.
Dave. He's a nice guy.
Okay, but because it's something I think you'd be interested in. It happened, they founded the Oath Keepers after Hurricane Katrina when the DHS and the government was going in, just taking people's weapons from them for no reason. They weren't illegal people. They weren't on illegal weapons. In fact, there's a video that you can find on YouTube of a literally 80-something-year-old lady that gets tackled by cops in her house because she has a little pea shooter 38 that's her protection for this little old lady that she has a right to have, and they're taking them. So the Oath Keepers was founded after that, and there are, I believe, 9 or 10 orders that they will not obey because their oath to uphold the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic supersedes an unlawful order. And one of those orders would be to disarm American citizens unlawfully, detain and or arrest them, things like that.
Detaining's different than
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying it's detain and or arrest. It's not like just stopping them for doing something.
Well,
but
stopping them, like if I was...
well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But it's a matter of,
detaining.
it's a matter of like, imprisoning. It was like the things that happen with FEMA, the emergencies. Oh, you're a cop. You guys all have to go here. This is where you're staying because, they will refuse to do those orders because they believe that their oath supersedes an unlawful order.
And they're anticipating the police state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was
That's neither here-
office with you because I am.
But that's neither here nor there. But
Yeah.
No, we're just giving you information. I get all cops. All officers, I say, you ought to check this organization.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
it makes it really, really difficult on us when I'm coming up. All I want to do is give you a warning, okay? By my chief's policy, when I make contact with somebody, whether it be a verbal warning, a citation, or even especially an arrest, I have to get your first name, your last name, and a contact phone number in case he needs to get a hold of you because I screwed up a citation or for whatever reason. And when you don't give that to me, it makes it very difficult for me to do my job.
I understand. We've watched many videos on TV where that's what the cops say. But he was just walking. He wasn't in the car.
Okay, but I believe that he was driving because I saw him drive. That's what I saw. Right. Yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm saying, like I said, I would take a polygraph and pass that thing with flying colors right now because I know for a fact that I wasn't. I didn't. I haven't driven in, like I said, literally years.
okay,
I do not.
but you could have calmly explained that to me instead of getting crazy with me. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't want to say a word to you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we just talked about this on the
Yeah, I did. I don't normally...
We met a guy on the thing. He said, if an officer stops you,
I don't say
all
anything.
you have to say is state your business.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when an officer needs specific things to do his job. Okay.
Right.
I don't have to. If I arrest,
But that's not his responsibility
I know, but
for you to do your job.
okay, but that's fine. I understand it. But if I make an arrest on somebody, you don't have to say anything to me. You don't have to tell me anything. I don't have to read you your rights when I arrest you. Period. End of story. I don't know if you know this.
Until after the fact.
No, until I start asking you questions pertaining to the reason why you're being arrested.
Right.
Now I can ask you all pertinent information like your name, date of birth, all the information I need to put on the report.
Right.
If it's anything additional like details or anything pertaining to the criminal action, then I need to read you your rights.
Right.
So that's, I don't know if you knew that or not, but are you going to give me your first name at all?
I do not want to. No.
Okay, you're not going to give me any information on you so that when you call and complain to the chief, I know exactly who he's talking about.
He'll know.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that would be
well, I'm
clear. I'm not sure that I'm going to because you're being cool to me now, so I don't really.
Honestly, I've been told that I'm the coolest cop ever. I pull over 20, 30 people a day. All I do, somebody was driving by the other day and I was standing there talking to this guy in a wheelchair, and this lady drove by and she didn't have her seatbelt on. I was like, seatbelt. And I was like, don't stop. She was like, what are you doing? So she went, put her seatbelt on.
Right.
Job was done. I didn't need to stop her. I didn't need to yell at her. I didn't need to say, hey, come up, put your seatbelt on. Yeah, well, either way, it saves the city money, saves the state money, and saves them having to pay, a whole bunch of extra court costs. So.
Right.
But
I agree.
I'm actually a pretty reasonable person, but when we do our job, we have an escalation course. So when things get escalated, and they start going up this ladder. So when they go up the ladder, when you go up a rung, I've got to go up one rung above you. Okay, that's just the way we're trained, okay?
Right.
So as you move up a rung, I move up a rung. You don't like that. So you move up a rung above me, and then I'm going to move up a rung above you.
Right.
And then that's why you see these videos on YouTube, and this little old lady gets yanked out of her car by one cop and tased. It's ridiculous.
The stuff that's happening today
there's
is...
3 cops standing around. You need to put hands on before you actually try and... It's a little lady, and they got 3 guys standing around.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the YouTube videos and stuff. There's stuff happening every day that's just
all the time.
Beyond.
I watch them all the time.
Beyond what I ever expected to see in the land of the free.
Well, thank you for your consideration.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm actually going to wait for my partner to come down here and kind of see what he thinks about this whole deal.
Okay.
And do you mind if I kind of help him out a little bit? He's a little new.
No, I don't.
Well, we're going to go kayaking.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, if you guys are still here, maybe we can try and teach him a lesson.
Then Your partner?
Yeah, he's really new on the force. So
What kind of lesson do you want to teach him?
well, he's never had to deal with somebody
Okay,
like
well,
this before.
I mean, I don't.
Maybe when you guys get back.
Okay.
If I see you,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let
No
you
problem.
guys
You
know.
said your name was
Eric.
Eric. Almost said my name. Almost said my name.
That's funny.
I did. I almost
I
slipped.
really appreciate it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, man.
All I was gonna do, because I saw whoever was driving a white SUV with tires on top come around the anchor end. They were hauling down the road. Looked like you.
See, honestly, we didn't really, I mean, honestly, we weren't really driving fast. We were kind of like looking and stuff while we're driving, you know, while he was driving.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't know if there's any other rounds around here, but, and again, like.
And I wasn't gonna take it. All I was gonna do is just
I
say, hey,
appreciate
slow
that,
it
too.
down, not a problem, you know, as long as you guys, you know. Just
Not as many speed limits around here.
Yeah.
correct, there isn't.
Yeah.
Generally
here.
it's 25 everywhere you go, and then this is him.
Yeah, okay.
Generally it's 25 everywhere you go.
Oh,
and
he's
then,
young, isn't he?
Yeah. And then it's 10 coming down that straight stretch right by the fire.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because we went down there and we were like, the whole funny thing was the parking too and the permit. If you get a ticket, it's $20 to park down there, right? If you go to the Harbor Master, it's $20 plus 5 each or something like. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He refused to give me any information. They kind of escalated from there. Kind of got verbal back and forth. And then once I established that he wasn't going to give me any information, I started writing down information of the vehicle. I was explaining to him that if he doesn't want to give me any information, fix him the citation, I can just take him out to jail and get a hit and serve him the citation. And then after that, him and his friend and I had a little talk here. They started. What's the Brown case?
Brown versus Texas.
Brown versus Texas.
Yeah.
That's.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh shit! You alright?
Way to do it. Cops.
Here's the deal. I started talking to them, chatting with them. They seem like pretty two easy guys. So.
Try to be.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even gonna write him a ticket. All I want to do is just identify him because for chief, he wants us to let him know who we're talking to. And then as soon as I kind of explained everything like that to them, they started calming down a little bit. We all started calming down. Started talking about it. Actually, I was just gonna write him not even write him anything, just verbal warning. And then, you know, that's about it.
Oh, that was the dock. There's the ferry.
That's pretty funny.
Oh.
All right. Well,
I appreciate you, being cool in the
not
end.
a problem.
And
This is a pretty relaxed town. Not a lot goes on here.
it was funny because we were in that what was it called, the Lazy Otter? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Lazy Otter. But we were in there for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, so where the hell do people live in this town? And she's like, oh, see that building? It's like where everybody lives.
Everybody lives.
Yeah.
Police department's there.
Yeah, I was just imagining like this is like, is it like a college almost, like fraternity style, dorms almost. So that's literally where everybody. She said there's one other little place somewhere. That's somewhere.
I don't
like
even
that.
think you have that recorded. Are you sure it's recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you just turned it on to the camera portion. It's just looking.